Despite appearances, because I think they're holding it in extraordinarily well. I've got two very, very nervous people up here. I got a bride and a groom who are fretting about everything. And what I want them to know right up front, what I want you two to know, is how very proud and how honored I am to be allowed to be a part of what in essence is a public ceremony, but it's also a very private moment. So I am honored that you have invited me to be present. Each of these folks, some of whom have come great distances to be here and endured many trials and tribulations. They were telling me about all of the stuff that some of you had. I thought I was hearing the tale of Ulysses traveling to a wedding in Troy or something. I want you to tell them something, and I want you to do it in a special way. I want you to tell them how proud you are to be here and how much you love them. And you do that by giving them an applause and a hoo-ha. Now, I've been trying to figure out what to say at this wedding, but there's a couple administrative things that have to be understood before we get started. I have what purports to be a valid license issued by the Ottawa County Clerk's Office. I have, which one's Carl? That's me. That's Carl. Wave at everybody, Carl. Carl Weibel. And I have Mark Swanson. Wave at everybody. These are the brothers, apparently, right? And he's got the bouquet because he was told he had to. They have to sign this marriage license to make it official. Before these two are properly and legally wed, this license must be executed, including their signatures. That's my way of saying to everyone present that if anything goes wrong with this marriage, it's their fault and not mine. So let us at least be clear on that. I was told to keep it short.
Before they faint.
Yeah. I've never yet been able to keep it too short, but I want to talk to you a little bit about what you're doing today, and I would like to give you some advice. I've been struggling with this, and I'm looking out at I think I've got the scientists over here, and I've got I should say science, I'm sorry. The academics over here. I've got, she's from California, he's from Michigan. She is an anthropologist, he's space something or other. Maybe astronomy, I don't know, they both start with A. She's a cat person, he breaks for cats. Trying to figure out what brought them together.
Space.
I think the mysteries of the heart are such that we never quite know what brings us together, but it is as strong a force as gravity and as compelling as culture. We find ourselves in each other's arms. What in essence you're doing today is that you are announcing publicly to everyone present that you are, after today, a family. When people talk about you, they're not going to say Glen anymore. They're going to say Glen and Deana. When they talk about who's coming here and there and doing this and that, your names are going to be joined. They're going to be joined in the minds of those people that surround you, those people that love you, care about you, those people that are your family. You are creating a new family in our midst. That is the essence of the exercise. I am also compelled to give you a little practical advice, because I think it's important and I think you ought to have it. And I'm going to give you the practical advice that was given to me when I was married 35 long time ago. I was in a church. I was standing up in front of a lot of people. This minister I had was droning on and on, sort of like I'm doing right now. You know, I kept wanting him to get to the point, ask the question so we can eat. And you have the ability, it's a self-defense mechanism, to zone things out. You can stop listening. Nobody can make you listen. You got students, you know that. Well, I got to admit I zoned out. But then he got to a part in the ceremony that kind of woke me up. He said, I want to remind you of the words of Benjamin Franklin. Now, what Benjamin Franklin had to do with my marriage, I had absolutely no clue. I didn't have any idea. But Benjamin Franklin, he was a politician, a statesman, a scientist. He was many things, and he was also in colonial America, the Landers, so he had advice to everybody about everything. And he had this advice about marriage. He said, and I quote, a man, and presumably a woman, should keep his eyes wide open before he gets married and half shut after he gets married. I had no idea what that meant. None. But after 30 years of marriage, that advice is making a lot of sense to me. Let me tell you something about this beautiful woman you're holding hands with here, Glen, and she is lovely. She is the loveliest star in this constellation. She's beautiful, but she ain't perfect. She's gonna do things to you for the rest of your life that are gonna irritate the living daylights out of you. And you're not even gonna know why. This man you're holding hands with, he's gonna leave the toilet seat up. It's gonna happen. He's gonna do something he shouldn't. Well, it's too late. What I urge you to do is to recall the words of Benjamin Franklin. By overlooking the imperfections you're bound to find in this lovely person, you invite them to overlook some of the imperfections that you have. And I guarantee you are rich with them because you are. Now comes the service. Only about an hour to go. Now, these are the promises you're engaged in. This is the wedding ceremony, and I apologize for reading it to you, but I simply am not smart enough to have it memorized. But these are things that I believe in when it comes to marriage. Now, marriage is a covenant between two people who deeply sense that their lives are and always will be shared as one. Marriage is the fulfillment of a dream and an awareness that reality also can bring us the beauty of dreams. Marriage is a promise that today is the beginning of a future that will nurture love, respect, honor, and mutual faith as the greatest strengths for its foundation. Marriage is an understanding between two caring people who have evidence that true love can survive all obstacles and grow stronger with the passage of time. It is important that you do not lose sight of what made you form a union of marriage, and that you each respect the other's right to be true to their individual self. It is important to know deep in your heart that giving and receiving the freedom, compassion, and acceptance of love are the greatest gifts two people can give to each other. Friends, we're gathered here today to celebrate the marriage of Glen and Deana. And marriage is a commitment to life, the best that two can find and bring out in each other. It offers opportunities for sharing and growth no other human relationship can equal. A physical and emotional joining that is promised for a lifetime. Within the circle of its love, marriage encompasses all of life's most important relationships. The wife and husband are each other's best friend, confidant, lover, teacher, listener, and critic. There may come times when one partner is heartbroken or ailing, and the love of the other may resemble the tender care of a parent for a child. Marriage deepens and enriches every facet of life. Happiness is fuller, memories are fresher, commitment is stronger, even anger is felt more strongly and passes away more quickly. Marriage understands and forgives the mistakes life is unable to avoid. It encourages and nurtures new life, new experiences, new ways of expressing love through the seasons of life. When two people pledge to love and care for each other in marriage, they create a spirit unique to themselves which binds them closer than any spoken or written words. Marriage is a promise, a potential made in the hearts of two people who love, which takes a lifetime to fulfill. Glen and Deana, until today you've traveled separate paths, and after today you will go through life together, joined by love and law as husband and wife. Marriage is a social institution, but certainly not without religious significance. The promises you make today are before God as well as His chosen couple. Marriage is established to provide for family life and companionship and requires responsibility and permanence in the relationship between a man and a woman. Promises you make today are binding, but neither of you can be performed or compelled to make these promises and enter into this marriage. You must both do so of your own free will. All right, shake a little bit. Hold hands again. Glen, we always ask the groom first. There's probably some deep cultural significance to that. I'm not going to get into it. I never thought it was fair, but here you go. Glen, you take Deana into your heart to share with you the joys, struggles, triumphs, and responsibilities of your future together. Louder.
Yes.
I hear him?
Yes.
Yeah. Will you love this woman and have faith in this woman all the days of your life together?
Yes.
Hang on to those hands now, and I want you to look into these eyes, and I want you to repeat these words to this woman. I, Glen. I, Glen.
I, Glen.
Hereby take this woman,
Hereby take this woman,
whose hands I now hold,
whose hands I now hold,
to be my lawful,
lawful,
wedded wife.
wedded wife.
I solemnly promise
I solemnly
to love her, to cherish her,
cherish her,
in sickness and in health. I promise
I promise
to take her for better, for worse,
to take her for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
richer, for poorer,
and leaving all others,
leaving all others,
cling to her
cling to her,
till death do us part.
till death do us part.
At this point, Deana, sometimes my wife suggests I turn to the bride and say, you promise to do the best you can. I never thought that was right, so you get the full load. Deana, will you take Glen into your heart to share with you in the joys, struggles, and responsibilities of your future together? You heard that, didn't you? Will you love this man and have faith with this man all the days of your life together.
I will.
Hang on to his hands and repeat these words to this man. Look into his eyes. What is that sign? Cold.
Poem.
What?
We'll get to
It was
it.
his idea.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I, Deana,
I, Deana,
hereby take this man,
hereby take this man,
whose hands I now hold,
whose hands I now hold,
to be my lawful,
to be my lawful,
wedded husband.
wedded husband.
I solemnly promise
I solemnly promise
to love him,
to love him,
to cherish him,
to cherish him,
in sickness
in sickness
and in health.
and in health.
I promise to take him,
I promise to take him,
for better for worse,
better for worse,
richer for poorer,
richer for poorer,
and leaving all others,
leaving all others,
cling to him
cling to him,
till death do us part.
till death do us part.
Now, I believe we have at this time a special poem we're going to hear, and the bride's father is actually going to recite that. Sir, if you would come up here.
I observed Glen and Deana. I decided that theirs was a dedicated love. Science. The love of it, or its fictional counterpart, was the attraction that initially drew these two together. Trekkies in love. What a wonderful start. Individual geeks immersed in science. It's true. Oh, she liked his height and his cute green eyes. He liked her pixie face and those feminine curves. In fact, both admired her body. It was no surprise how they took to each other as one pairs. Deana knew she should be careful. She'd been hurt before. But Glen's sweet shyness she had to the door. Glen couldn't think what to do. Being an outright flirt to him was new, but when around her, he wanted more. They both delayed only because there was no other way. He had a home to remodel and complete for his bride. She might fly him to Hawaii. This didn't make him sad, but she still had to return to her teaching with pride. Both were secure in their love and commitment, but a ceremony in front of family and friends took time. The very thought gave her jitters. It required scutwork, too. Where to have it? How to make it sublime. They vowed it would be different. The rings had moon rock, not diamonds, and her dress was a beige color. It was to be an October wedding, not one in usual June. They'd celebrate a week, Deana and her new mister. They both wanted an unconventional wedding with symbols meaningful to all faiths, perhaps, but definitely to them. Their love, like them, unique and blessed, two wholes joined in love and marriage, but individual, each of them. It is a love that reaches out and draws others to them, allowing incorporation of friends and even relatives, but respecting individual space with no restraining hand. Theirs will be a lasting love that continually gives. Thank you.
Thank you. have, there's a special ceremony that they would like to do. It's called the warming of the ring. And I actually, for a variety of reasons, think this is a wonderful ceremony. What they're going to do, or what we're going to do, is have this box go around, and we want you to lay your hands on it. Pass it along. Each of you will be touching the wedding ring that they will be wearing for the rest of their lives. And as you touch it, understand that the ring itself is composed of meteorite rocks, of extraterrestrial substances, so to speak. And if you don't get a little jolt from that, I don't know what's going to help you out in this cold weather. So we're going to start, I guess we're going to start over here, all right? Now you touch it and pass it on. And we are going to count the rings to make sure that they're... I don't think I've ever handled extraterrestrial stones before. The symbolism of these rings is special to each of these individuals. The symbolism of the ring that he gives unto his bride is that bright as a star. The symbolism that she gives unto her husband is round as the moon. These messages they give to each other by exchanging these rings. I ask now that you place this ring upon your finger. Listen into this woman's eyes and repeat these words. With this ring, bright as a star, I pledge to you my love, my devotion. Place this ring on his finger. Repeat these words to this man. With this ring, round as the moon, I pledge to you my love and my devotion. I remind you of the book of Ruth. Where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, your God shall be my God. By virtue of the authority vested in me as family court judge for Mecosta, Osceola, and for tonight at least Ottawa County, I pronounce you husband and wife, and ladies and gentlemen, I give you the newest family in our midst, Deana and Glen. Now applause.
Check out the moon to your right, you
How are you feeling? Good.
Oh, yes, this is Margaret Swanson. This is my aunt's brother's brother. Hi, Wendell. Thank
Ben, I know Ben. You're right.
Great. Step on your toe. Oh, This is John, my mother's brother and his wife.
I think I met you before.
interrupting your conversations because this is one of these event-type things. We are going to cut the cupcakes and then make said cupcakes available to you. These cupcakes are space-oriented and designed by my dear friend Robin. Raise your hand, Robin! Give it up for Robin! I'll turn this off now. Thank you for your attention. How are the cupcakes? Oh,
How we're distributing these is as soon as we cut the cupcake in half and eat each other's halves, then you can come up. Sandy, I think, will just come on up and grab your cupcake, and there's plates here, and you can also feel free to take any of the candy bars and other munchies that are around here. There's all space-themed sweets, so feel free to grab those too.
Remember, Glenn, you only push and twist.
Russ, I beat you to it so I can take the blame honestly this time.
Face camera.
Well, you can put it all in.
Very good.
All right. Thank you.
Wait. Stand next to him. Excellent.
Don't worry, the retina burns will fade.
Carl.
I'm going to do Bo's tricks since I don't remember things very well when I read it. Well, here goes nothing. Glen and Deana, may your life be long and happy. Your cares and sorrows few. And the many friends around you, faith fond and true. But rich or poor, quick or slow, may you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. Congratulations, Glen and Deana.
You're here.
Yeah, we have to hear from you.
Anybody who knows Glen knows he likes things like stars and moons and planets and sky space. Well, I happen to know that Deana had an affinity for these things starting at a very young age, and I am going to recite a poem she wrote when she was 5 years old. The moon is high, I am low. The moon follows me wherever I go. The sun is bright, the moon is light. A kiss from you, and to me, good night. I wonder if she had a premonition. Anyway, best wishes to Deana and Glen, and then they share many kisses and many good nights.
Bravo.
Well, I don't have any anything really written down or memorized. I'm just gonna, talk from the heart. I'm just extremely, Glenn, I'm extremely happy that Deana's met you. You're just one of the best things that ever happened to her, and I honestly can sincerely say that. And I'm extremely happy. This is one of the happiest days of my life. And I just want to tell both of you guys, I just hope the advice that I gave you on my little thing there, you can't read my writing, and writing's pretty bad, especially with a felt tip pen. My advice is keep doing what you're doing, because I've never seen two people get along like you guys, and I'm really, it's almost like an inspiration. And I'm really extremely happy. You guys have made me extremely happy as a couple, and I'm really, really happy for you guys.
Bravo. Were they like blinkers?
I'm not going to give you another poem. But Deana and Glen's romance, it's covered the entire United States. And probably were space travel available, and we've covered space travel as well. And truly, it has, as Carl has said, been inspiring. And I would like to propose a toast to them, to a love that will last till the stars come down.
Here, here.
Here, here.
I want to thank all of you for being here. It's very, very meaningful to us. And I'm going to propose a couple toasts. One, and the rest of you are just going to have to forgive me on this one. I just want to say, in honor of the other anthropologists, here is to marriage, whether it be two-spirit marriage, polygyny, polyandry, or what I ended up with, somehow patrilocal monogamy. I didn't know about the patrilocal part, but I'm not sorry. And so, this is to marriage.
Patrilocal monogamy.
Patrilocal, whatever. All right. I want to propose a toast to all of you who are here to share your very good wishes, to share your company, to share your humor and your love, and we very much appreciate it. So cheers to you. Cheers to you, as they say. And I would also like to propose a toast to my husband. Who came into my life in an unexpected way, much welcome, who is just the kindest, noblest, warmest heart of gold, with managing to be creative and amazing and funny, and every good thing I can possibly think of. It is yeah, he's cool. While I am still in this wonderful cloud, I would like to propose a toast to Mr. Glen Swanson.
Wow. Still figuring out some of those words. As all marriages are, they're a process of learning, and I'm going to be learning a lot of things. Well, first of all, I want to thank all of you for coming here, and for all of those people that helped us put this event together. It's much appreciated. It's particularly Robin, who did the wonderful cupcake tree, and Christine Donovan over here, who's been our video person, camera person, and of course my brother, and Carl, and I'm sure I'm probably forgetting some, but Peter Alway, who played the dulcimer for us, and of course all of you who traveled so far to come to our wedding. We really, really appreciate it. But anyways, I want to thank everyone and just warn you about the spinach ravioli. It was frozen. So I think you're okay. And I hope everyone got their rock.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Great. So anyways, I want to toast to all of you who are here, and in particular to my parents, who have sustained me for many, many years and often wondered if I would ever make it. Proving to you all that it is possible after 40. And I want to toast to my in-laws, who I also love very, very much, who put up with an awful lot from me and the distances between Michigan and California. We've managed to span those distances and brought them a lot closer over the years, in the 3 years that I've known Deana. And of course, I want to toast my beloved wife, who is entered into my life like a falling star, whom I caught in my pocket, and I'm going to cherish you always. So thank you very much.
Can I have the mic?
I'm unprepared.
Who said no? One statement that I forgot to make during the wedding. This is to make sure that we're politically correct, and I apologize. Those of you who are seated at the Pluto table, we didn't intend to marginalize you. You are still, you get your full share. Any women who are seated at the Mars table or men seated at the Venus table? Nothing was intended by it. And Glenn, what was I supposed to say about Uranus? I can't remember. I didn't do the ceremony according to plan, and I apologize. So, I hereby offer to renew their vows with parts and labor. 10 years from today's date on this very spot, we'll be back here, right? So I now offer my toast to keep to overflowing the loving marriage cup. When you are wrong, admit it. When you are right, shut up. Over here.
I want to propose a toast not to Deana or Glen, but to those people who placed the ad that got Deana out here in the first place. I have never known Deana to be this happy for this long, continuously. And she's one of the happiest, generally, people I know. So my toast to you two is to keep your feet on the ground, your heads in the clouds, and the stars in your eyes.
I would know, we don't break these things.
We like to sing karaoke in Hawaii, but I'm not going to sing for you today. Because I can't sing. He'll sing later. Ladies and gentlemen, out-of-town guests, aunts, uncles, tutus, Trekkies, Star Wars groupies, members of the intelligentsia, and fellow flesh entities. We are gathered here today in celebration of this most special day in which Glen and Deana become husband and wife.
I'm very glad to be here with all of you. It was 10 years ago this summer that Deana came all the way to Honolulu to be the maid of honor at my wedding. She came without hesitation, and typical of Deana, brought with her the usual grace and beauty that follows her everywhere. It was a long plane ride, I had a lot of time. It was approximately 31 years ago this fall that we met in first grade. Either she moved to Santa Ana or I did. Something happens to you after you give birth and your memory goes. But it was at some point in first grade. I'll never forget all of the terrific times we shared growing up together. The good example in school she showed me. The friend who encouraged and supported and was there for me at every turn. The geographic distance between us now has brought no changes. For this, I am eternally grateful. And so, as you and Glen launch into the black hole, the Milky Way, may you orbit through the diamond fields of stars, past planets and subplanets, filled with sweet years of success. Stay on track, stay grounded in your unending path around the sun. Banzai!
No, I just want to offer my sincere thanks to Deana. I've known Glen for over 30 years, and I still remember the look on his face just about 3 years ago when he told me he'd met you and what you were like. So, for bringing that much happiness to my friend, I give a toast to you.
Thank you.
I like that.
Hello, everybody. I'm Deana's much older, much uglier sister. I just want to say how happy I am for her today. And I can still remember, in fact, your mom took me back when she mentioned 5. And you were 4 years old, and you told Dad that things were better when you were younger. And I wonder if you could say the same today. So here's to you and Glen. And Glen, I don't know you all that well right now, but hopefully we'll get to know each other a lot better over the years. So have a wonderful life.
Thank you. You ready to dance?
Yes.
Something very special planned for your first dance. So we'll get set up over there, and you remember the bubbles on your table? This would be the time to get ready.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me
can have those.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic cruise, there's the bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Land, there's a one-man band and it's flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take up the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just fly, starry eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear the angels cheer, because we're here. Well, boys, it's such a lovely day. Just say the words and we'll beat those birds down like a Coco Bay. It's perfect for flying, honeymoon, they say. Come fly, let's fly away. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll